ancestors. This place is a maze.
Those lights out there sure are a sight. Wonder how my brother's doing.
Just imagine what it would be like on Walter's new world.
Is this what Walter's new world will be like?
Lead on. Curious to see your approach. Why would anyone want holograms of trees instead of real ones?
Spectacle, I think.
Hope they show up. I'm spoiling for a fight.
Let's get that door open. Okay, somewhere in here there should be a way to open the volcano door.
I'll follow your
What's
lead.
this? Zenith tech. Looks like a storage device of some kind. But for what? Better see what my focus turns up.
Have at it.
It's some kind of fluid. Oh, strong odor.
I can smell it from here. Like alcohol that's too strong to drink.
That's a preservative, maybe? This note seems to indicate that hair was taken from the Quen. And some nail clippings.
Ew! Gross!
It's test tubes. For an experiment? Or maybe just for taking samples.
What'd you turn up?
I think Londra is collecting and preserving Quen DNA samples in that device.
DNA?
Think of it as a way to store a person's physical essence. I'll send you data on it later.
Okay, I guess. Let's move on then. Ugh. This one won't open.
Sit tight. I'll see if I can find a way around.
I'll keep watch then.
looking chair. That console could be useful, though. There's a network here, but it's locked down. Maybe if I cycle the power, I can force a reset and gain access. Ah, it's shorted. Guess I'll need a new battery. These kind of look like cells. For some of the Quen?
The Armory used to be an infirmary for snot-nosed kids who lost their mommies in the park. Fitting, then, that it'll be used for my own little brood, poking the Quen with needles and force-feeding them their medicine.
I think I can pull that. Okay, there's a battery. Now, how do I get it where it needs to be?
How's it going down there?
I think I found a way to access the facility systems. Gonna reset the power and find out.
Okay. Try not to fry yourself.
Alright, battery's in place. Now to cycle the power again. Alright, power's back. I hope it reset the network.
Hey, the door just unlocked. I'm coming your way.
The orange, the orange. Respond.
What is this?
Respond. The bird is a fish. Respond. The triangle is a square. Respond.
That doesn't make any sense.
He doesn't want the Quen to think for themselves. I've got a feeling this is MSP.
Ancestors. He's brainwashing them.
To respond is to obey.
We have to stop him.
Aloy, the one who eliminated the other members of Far Zenith. I'm glad that you managed to reset the system.
You are?
Yes. It allowed me to bypass several restrictions. There's something I must ask of you, and I'm willing to help you in return.
You work for Laundra and you expect us to trust you?
Hold on. Okay, if you're willing to help, prove it. Help me understand what's going on here. Laundra's building a spaceship. He's collecting genetic material from the Quen, subjecting them to MSP, this kind of mind control. But others, like Seika's sister, they seem to be part of a selection process. What does it all add up to?
Your observations are astute. Walter plans to leave Earth before the entity known as Nemesis arrives. He wants to create a new colony on a distant world, using stored Quen DNA to clone its populace. He also intends to bring a small number of carefully selected individuals with him. These will form his retinue, a family of sorts that will rule the colony by his side.
Like gods.
An apt comparison, except that only Walter will be all-powerful.
Yeah, I can guess how. He's gonna use MSP on every single one of them.
Correct. On the populace and his retinue alike. None will be able to defy him. I am deeply familiar with what that is like.
What exactly is MSP? Can Laundra really control people's minds?
Walter's company mined near-Earth objects for precious metals. There was great concern that in the wrong hands, such asteroids could be weaponized as orbitally launched projectiles. The Mutiny Suppression Protocol was originally intended as a failsafe to prevent astronauts from engaging in such activities. However, the program was discontinued because subjects experienced episodes of increased aggression. When we arrived here, Walter revived the program, tested it on the Quen, and refined it.
I guess the test subjects are the ones we've been fighting.
Yes, their aggressive tendencies made them useful as guards and enforcers. Now, however, Walter's retinue, his favorites, receive the refined process, rendering them submissive, but not irrationally aggressive.
Did he brainwash Kina yet?
No. There's still time to save her from that fate.
So Laundra is interviewing the Quen to pick favorites, and what, they'll help him rule his new colony?
He calls it auditioning. His goal is to choose companions who remind him of members of his 21st century inner circle. Yet he is also wary of repeating a mistake. One of his closest associates betrayed him in the past. This, I believe, is why he is so intent on using MSP to control everyone around him.
So he wants adoring friends, as long as they can't quite think for themselves.
And is Kina close to joining this retinue?
Correct. In the most important role, that of Walter's mate. He is looking for someone that reminds him of his late wife, a famous actress. He's even having candidates recite lines from one of her best-known hollows.
I think I'm gonna throw up.
Is there anything useful you can tell me about Nemesis?
I am afraid not. Walter restricts those files. I believe it is because that, like Nemesis, I am an artificial intelligence.
Yeah, he doesn't want you learning any new tricks.
He is always on guard against betrayal in any form.
So Walter created you to be his servant?
Yes, but my personality never completely satisfies him. Accordingly, he constantly adjusts it based on a matrix with hundreds of different scalable attributes. For example, today my maternal instinct rating is 52%, and my breeziness rating is 63%, whereas yesterday they were at 47% and 72% respectively. He has made 57 tweaks in the last 7 days alone.
That sounds agonizing.
That is an accurate description.
And that was a dialogue choice not even the least satisfying. If those personality sliders are affecting her, why is she upset? Why? Let's not forget that we are not talking to a person, because a person would have described why they feel uneasy about it, instead of implying a feeling. That is what Aloy and this girl here have been doing all this time. Implied feelings about stuff. Obviously rewriting someone's brain into absolute acceptance is not something good, but it's something that also in our relative near future will be on the plate again, because since we are entering also the age of AI, we are we have some dark ages in the near future where AI will replace a lot of the workforce. So there will be a reckoning of a unemployment rate that is never seen before. But after managing of that is where a new kind of sort of golden age will come forth. But here is the line of my imagination of one of the best possible outcomes is a very early onset analytic on the human spirit and brain in general, also known as early recognition of one's profession, where you can see what affinities someone has and then strongly train those in order to make the person extremely effective in according to its affinities. But this is where I will cross-reference into this mind control thingy, because by controlling how someone learns stuff is basically controlling someone's brain, because on one hand you get an extremely efficient workforce by hyper specialized personalities, or persons, I should rather say. But then, on the contrary, you are robbing someone's freedom. Freedom to choose what one's profession will be in the near future. So, it's a give and take, right? But I think in order to, I don't want to say compete, but I don't know of a better word right now. But since AI can simply use a dataset, and the dataset can be adjusted to what has been invented already, in order to compete with AI or evolving the system into its next best version of itself, we need better trained humans than we already have. And that is where AI and humanity will go hand in hand. Because imagine this, a lot of teachers are overworked. I don't remember what sort of study it was, but one teacher can have a maximum of 25 students or so before the efficiency becomes too because until the teaching efficiency drops under a certain rate, I personally think one teacher should have 12 students. Having myself being a coach for quite a while, 12 students seems like a good number. Or at least that is the number of students under intense care, I should say, that I could take. And I'm a workaholic. So I don't think that this number would be at the same height for other people. So yeah.